Hello, this is Jake and this is modifications for Triumph Speed Twin Volume 2. This is a beautiful brushed aluminium chain guard from Germany. This is made by SW Motec, and the only reason for this obviously is again cosmetic, but the plastic one that comes as standard, to me it just doesn't really cut it. It functions well, there's no problem there, and it's well made, but it just doesn't look good in my opinion. It's plastic, black, it looks cheap, it feels cheap. This one much more better, looks stylish in my opinion. And obviously this is clearly something that's just for visuals, but I think it completes the tail end of the bike, especially with the shorter pipes that actually show more of this chain guard and actually the shock absorber as well, which is something that, as I said in the previous video, will be looked at and possibly even replaced. Another modification from Tech Bike Parts in the United Kingdom is this one. I think this oil filler cap, it's made from aluminium. I think it fits rather well with the engine. And again, this is a modification that I just did purely because I wanted to get rid of the plastic cap that's there as standard. I think it looks pretty good and it fits the part rather well. The main reason I looked or just went to the Tech Bike Parts webpage was these fork spring adjusters. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, the suspension on this bike is rather firm. And I wanted some adjustability in the front end as well. As standard, the rear end has these very basic settings you can change for the spring preload. It just goes one click. This is a very standard, very basic setup, but it has some range, and you can actually get the balance of the bike right, and perhaps even somewhat change the suspension behavior. But it works better if you can adjust the front springs as well. Now, I can adjust the spring preload by roughly 10 millimeters, give or take. It's a bit more actually, I think, but you don't really need that much. It's just a bit firmer, gives you a bit better feedback, and the fork doesn't dive so much. But unfortunately, obviously, this will not improve the front suspension's comfort, as the spring itself is a standard spring. It's and actually the forks are cartridge forks, but actually there's only one cartridge in one fork leg, so basically it's one cartridge fork, and that's the reason for that is cost cutting, and that doesn't really give you a good quality suspension in the front either. It's mainly the damping is rather on the lower side, and all the firmer shocks you can really feel. When you hit a firm bump, you can really feel it. So at the moment, I think I'll be fixing this problem first with the rear suspension, but then maybe later I'll actually look into changing the fork springs in the front and perhaps even a cartridge kit, but I'll get back to that later. That's it for this one. Pretty short, but there's more to come. Catch you later. Thank you.